Hi, everybody. Scott Breen in Glendive, where the Dawson Community College basketball men are showcasing an outstanding season and an even more remarkable story within the team itself. Troy Huggs knew something was wrong.
Laid down, couldn't move, couldn't get up. So I was right there. I was starting to get a little worried.
Huggs, who grew up in Hardin and graduated a state champion from Gallatin, was in his dorm room feeling miserable on a late October Tuesday. He thought he had a cold and tried to sweat it out for about a month in practice. Unknowingly, Troy's condition turned life-threatening.
I woke up that morning and couldn't breathe at all. I was in pain. I was in a lot of pain.
He actually texted me on his way to the hospital saying, "Coach, I'm headed to the ER. I have a lump in my throat and it's making it hard for me to breathe and swallow."
As Troy drove himself to the emergency room, he called his mom, who was supposed to be celebrating.
It was actually my 42nd birthday. It happened so fast. It was one phone call. Next thing you know, he's at the ER.
And when I got there, he was already out. He had tubes all over him. And I realized, whoa, this is a much bigger deal than I thought. And then talking to the nurses and then them just sharing with me, hey, we got to get him to Billings as soon as we possibly can, otherwise he's not going to live.
Sadie Miller was the Glendive medical nurse at Troy's side.
Wasn't able to do things that you should be able to do, like swallow your own saliva.
From the emergency room, Troy FaceTimed his mom.
My mom told me that I was going on a ventilator and said I was going to be all right. I was out for a couple days.
I just remember him being scared and just saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We have to put a tube in your throat and we have to put you on a breathing machine, and this is why, because your throat's closing.
My wife came down to the hospital with him. We stayed with him. We prayed for him. There was a couple times he kind of woke up and was trying to pull the tubes out of his mouth.
Turns out Troy had been dealing with an overgrown abscess in his throat that stopped him from swallowing and from breathing. With urgency, he was life-flighted from Glendive.
I remember that moment when they brought him to Billings, walking down that hallway and seeing him so helpless.
Adri says when Troy regained consciousness, it took 5 people to hold him down coming out of anesthesia. Then an excerpt of what she posted on Facebook.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the prayers and everyone that reached out and stayed with us. It hurts my heart to see my child helpless, but he had the best care and the best prayers from everyone. We had a rough night, but we are now on the road to recovery.
First thing I did when I woke up, asked what day it was, and it's Thursday. All right, the Bucks play today, and that's the first thing that was on my mind.
His teammates were playing in a season-opening tournament and won it. They sent this photo with an impromptu sign of support for Troy.
Just really cool that we were able to kind of win that tournament for him and play for him, and then to be able to have that picture.
It would have been easy to take a semester off, but instead he returned to school and managed to pass all 16 credits last semester. Now he's back on the court even after battling additional injuries.
Hi, I'm Sadie.
Sadie and Troy's mom had only engaged briefly on FaceTime in the heat of emergency until just Sunday, when Adri tearfully was able to embrace the ER nurse, comforting her son. They met before Dawson's regional championship win over Williston State.
And they did a phenomenal job with him.
It was a long road back from this, learning to eat again and to be able to breathe properly, and then to get back where you can condition and run up and down a basketball court. And I honestly thought he would probably redshirt. I didn't think he would probably play this year.
Instead, he's back on the court playing limited minutes, now within one win of helping DCC reach the national tournament for just the second time in 67 years.
Makes me look that lot different because, one more, tip-top shape, best shape I can ever be. And I'm doing what I love with my teammates, playing ball. And next thing you know, everything can change your life.
Troy's big picture is now clearer than ever.
Never giving up in what I do, and just keep chasing my dreams.
In Glendive, Scott Breen, MTN Sports.